Hello everyone, welcome to the third video in the PowerApps tutorial. In this video, we'll be learning about how to make a very basic Canvas app, and this app is going to be our first Power App based application. So let's see how you will get started. The app which we are going to create in this tutorial will be based on the Google Sheet which is available to you. So for that, we will first of all have to make sure that our Google Sheet is connected with the Power Apps. So what we will do is we will open Power Apps. On the left hand panel, you will go to the Dataverse option. Now under Dataverse, I will simply click on connections. Now currently there are no connections established in my Power Apps account. So I will have to connect Google Sheet. So I will simply click on create a connection, and then here you will see a couple of options available to you. Now I will simply search my Google Sheet on the top right hand search bar. So I will just type Google Sheet. Now you can see the single option coming up on my screen which says Google Sheet. I will choose Google Sheets. A pop-up will appear on my screen. I will click on create, and a new window will open up on my screen asking me to select the account and grant the permissions to it. So I will choose the account, allow the permissions for Microsoft Power Apps to access my Google account, and then you can see the name of Google Sheets appearing over here. If you click on this name, you can see information related to this information, like what is the current status of the connection, who's the owner, the creation time, and the last modification time when it was done. Once I have this information, I need to have a Google Sheet available on my particular Google account. So what I will do is I will simply go to my Google Sheet tab because I already have it open. So if you don't have it open, please open a Google Sheet tab and make a new blank sheet if you would want, or you can make use of some previous sheets which are already available with you. So let's just get started. Now a blank sheet is available on my screen. So first of all, I will give it a new name. Let's call it as students data. And now here I will give it column names like first name, last name, and the course. And I will enter some dummy data available. So probably I can say enter the name as let's give it the next name, and I can give it the language course as English. Third name, I can give it as finance, and the last name, so I can give it the computers as a subject. So once this is done, I will, again, this is Google Sheet, so it's automatically saved. You simply go to your Power Apps, and now we will go to the create option. Once you are in the create option, you will see that the Google Sheet source is not available to you. So what you will do is you will simply click on more data source option available. Once I click on this particular source option, it will take a couple of seconds and it will show my connection name. So in this case, my connection name Google Sheet is already available. I will simply choose this option, and if you have one sheet, like one Google Sheet available, then that will be by default selected. But if you have many multiples, you will probably have to choose the sheet available from your Google account. So because I already had one, so my students data was already open. But if I had few more, then it will allow me to choose the data set. So I will click on students data, and then I will choose my sheet name, or you can say the table name. So in this case, if I go to Google Sheets, you can see my sheet name is sheet 1. So I will click on sheet 1, and I will click on the connect button available at the bottom right side. Now this will build an application based on my Google Sheet, which like the data which was available inside it. So let's see what Power App creates and how we can basically modify the content inside that. So we will give it a second, and we will see how you can customize it and everything. Now the Power App is loaded completely. So I will just click on skip button, and you can now see like what all different various components are available. So if you were to look on the very basics of the screen, you basically have three panels available. The left hand panel, which is that basically the tree view, contains all the various screens and the components which are being used in your app. The center component, if you see, or the panel if you see, is your mobile phone screen, how the app will actually look on your mobile phone. And the third panel, the right hand side one, is the properties panel, wherein you can see the settings of your individual components. So we will see one by one each component. We will start with our middle component, which is our mobile phone screen. So right now here, if you see, my information is available, whatever was present in the Google Sheet. So if you see, there were four records, and I also have the four records on my Power App available. But one thing, if you notice it has basically arranged all the data in the ascending order based on the course name. So computers is at the top, then English, followed by finance, and followed by maths. You can change its order, you can customize it however you would like it. So let's discuss the customization part of it. So let's say currently there's a sheet one. I don't want sheet one, so probably I'll choose this label and I will rename it as, let's say, students data. Once I hit the enter button, you can see it got changed. I can play around with these icons. I can select each individual icons. I can change the icon picture which is available to me. I can change its size, whatever this display mode. Do I want it to be disabled, clickable? I can change the color, size, and I can do a lot of customizations. So I will not disturb anything over here. I will simply change the background color of my backend template which is available, like the rectangle in blue color. So I will choose a rectangle and I will go on this color option, and here I can choose either the predefined standard colors or I can choose a custom color that I would want. So let's choose a standard color which will be good for our app. So probably I want to go with this color, and I can even change the text color of mine, which I don't want at this point. On the left hand panel you can see all the components which are being used on this particular screen available. Now probably if you were to just simply preview this screen, now there are two ways to preview. Either you can press the F5 button on your keyboard, or you can press this play button. So if I click on the play button, you can see the live version of your app. Now in this live version, when I click on this name, so technically I'm not able to click on this name, but I can click on this button. So if I click on this button, at the top you can see the sheet one is the name, probably, which I don't want, and the color is also blue. And when I click on this, I can delete it and I can edit it. So let's go back and make some necessary changes over here as well. So this is just a pop-up appearing, which is showing how I can like what are the other alternate ways to view the live version of the app. So I will just simply escape that and I will choose my entire rectangle. Okay, so if I am not able to select the rectangle directly, I will basically first of all try to move some other things, components, and then I can choose a rectangle. Now I will change my color. So this is my color which got updated, and I will put the label at its original place, and I will update my label name. So I'll name it as student details. I will do a few more changes over here, like in this card which is available. So I will make the first course as bold because it's a heading, so that it can be identified automatically. I can do a lot of customizations, like what font I want, what size I want, whatever I would want. I can do a lot of customizations over here. So once this is done, I will do the same thing for first thing. So currently this is logged as first name. I will again make it bold. I will do the same thing, oops, for the last name as well. Now if you see, I was successfully able to like change the weight of all my headings. but still these cards or the labels which are appearing, I cannot change the name. So there has to be a way using which I can change the name. uh, there is a way, but as of now it is locked, so probably we'll have to go to the advanced properties and change the name over here to unlock all those properties, so which we are not going to discuss at this point because it's a very little bit advanced, one step ahead, so we will not do anything right now. This first screen is done. If I do the preview of this app again, I'll go back and I can choose my edit screen as well. So now I need to make a changes in my edit screen. So I'll just close the app again and I will change everything over here. So again, I'll follow the same thing. Again, by the way, you can adjust the height and width of these as well. So you can customize it as you like it. By default, they will be available to the maximum size. So I updated a student edit and I will do the same thing over here. I will make the headings as bold so that they can be differentiated quite easily. Now you can see my entire app is ready. I'll just close all these screen options and I'll go to the first screen and now I will do a preview. After doing the preview, you can see how the app looks like. So if I click on this arrow, I will go to the student details page, which has changed whatever we did. If I click on the edit button, again this is changed. I click on the update, this is saved. Cool, fine, this is working fine. Now if you want to sort your data, you can also do it using the sorting option available. So if I click on this, by default it's the sorting is happening on the course which was made available to you. So you can change these alignments as well. You can change the sorting order however you would like. So there is a this shows that this sorting is also working. Let's see adding the details, like if I were to add any new entry, will that be reflected? So I will simply enter a course. Let's call it as something else, probably Python. I will put any dummy name. Let's call it as oops Sanjeev, and let's call it as again Kumar. So when I type this, I will simply check this option. It will take a little bit while. Once the details are available over here, you can see the entry available over here. If for any reason the entry doesn't show over here, you can manually click on the refresh button. Now let's go back to our Google Sheet and see if the entry is available or not. So you can see the same entry is available in the first name and the last name as well. Now let's do it other way around. We will try to enter some information in our Google Sheet and we will see if the Power App gets updated or not. So I will just enter one dummy name, Akshay, and let's name it as, I will name the subject as Java at this point. Once this is saved, I will again go back to my app, refresh the page, and it's still refreshing, and now you can see the entry came up over here. So Java is over here, which is Akshay Khanna in my case. So that means our app is working fine. Now we will see how I can change these alignments or interfaces. So probably I want subject to be at the bottom, first name followed by the last name. So I will scroll subjects down. I will bring the first name at the top. Now currently if you see the course is also bigger in dialog box, so I can adjust its height and width as well. Oh, so this is for the last name. So this is what happens when you have bigger boxes. So we will adjust it based on our requirements. And I will do the same thing for the first name. Now if I would want to make it bigger, I can, let's say, make it here as 30. So all the names will be 30 in size. I can probably slide it upper. So you can see the beauty. You just make one list item like you make the changes in just one list item and every other list item follows, so you don't have to worry a lot more about over there. Or if you would want, you can place the last name over here. So I'll just place it in such a way so that there is substantial amount of spacing available in Gupta in the last name. So probably it's better in my case just to keep it at the bottom, because some of the names are longer. So when I keep the last name, there might be a too much spacing available. Not a good alignment probably in this case. Uh, Again, I will adjust my last name, and what I will do over here is I'm just fixing the alignment part, and I will make use of my heading as well. So heading, you can see, is semi bold. First name, I can make it bold in my case if I would want. I can do the same thing for last name and the subjects. Now further on, if you would want to change the colors, you can also do it. So let's preview it once again. So you can see the preview is working perfectly all right. So if I click on it, all the information is available. I can change these details as well. And let's see one more thing, which is what if I were to delete it, because we haven't tested the delete functionality. So I will open this Akshay Khanna details for Java course and I will click on the delete item button. We will wait for some time and you can see the entry is deleted from the Power Apps. Let's go back to the Google Sheet and check what happens. So yes, it get deleted from here as well. So that means this is working absolutely fine for us. This is the part for searching the information within my Power Apps. So as you can see, I have a search bar at the top. Now whatever information I type in, the same record will only be coming up on my screen. So let's try with the subject. I will first of all type the course as computers. So you can see the matching results comes up. Let's say this time I want to try out the name. So the name, when I type in that, only a specific name comes up. So the search functionality also seems to be working in our case. Now let's see a few basic things over here. I would want to save my apps. Now there are two ways to save the app. Either way, you can save it from here, which is a save button available. You can simply click on the save button, you can name it, and this will be saved. But on some older tutorials on YouTube or any other platforms that you see, you will see a couple of options available at the top, like file, insert, view, and so more. So what we will do in that case is we will go to the settings. We will go to the upcoming features and we will scroll down to somewhere down at the bottom. Now enable modern command bar. We will turn it off. So it will go back to the older version. Now this is much, I mean, I prefer it a lot because I gives me the field of all the Microsoft products like PowerPoint, Word, and I can simply find a save button because it's unusual to find it on the top right side. So I'll simply click on file and I will go to save as. Now there are two ways. I can either save it to the cloud or I can either download it as a copy on my computer. So I will save this to the cloud. I will give my app a name. Let's say it as student details and I will click on the save button. Now you can say this is saving to my Power Apps cloud. By the way, you can also make changes to your Power Apps as well. So the next step is we will see how you can make changes. So once the app is saved, you can share it with different peoples or you can publish it as well. So now let's go back and talk about the settings. So if I go to the settings, you can write details about your app, like you can give a description. This is our first basic canvas app. You can change the icon, so whatever icon you would want. So in this case, let me see if I get anything with education, nothing. So probably I will keep it something simple or same only. The other ways, I can also upload an image over here, but image has to be of the standard a fixed size. So the image size has to be 240 by 5 by 245 pixels only, and it has to be either PNG, JPG, or JPEG. So you can create your own icon as well. Okay, so probably I will choose this as an option, add friend. I can customize the background fill of my app. I'm just choosing a different color which I think should be good. I can choose the change some more parts about it, and I think this should be fine. Again, I know this color doesn't look great, but my concern is just to show you over here. And then these are some extra things which we don't need at this point in time. Once you hit this, again, please make sure that you save your app, because by default that will not be saved. Once you hit the back button, it's gone. So you can see over here, like every time you make a change, it creates a new version of your app. So you can just click, you can, I mean, write a note for yourself, like this version is after making changes in the settings, or you can just simply skip it, and you can probably remember it if you think. Now once this is done, now you can see a publish button has started appearing for me, so I can click on this and publish my app. So this will just give me a warning that if I publish this app, all the environment, what all things will happen with my app, what will be the name of my app, what will be the icon, details of everything available. So I can either edit these details or click on publish this version. Once I hit publish this version, the app is published, but I don't want that at this point, so I will simply click on close. And this was all about working with, like, whatever things get created by the Power Apps. Now let's get started how I can create my own screen in Power Apps. So if you want to create your own screen, I simply will go to the insert option and I will click on the new screen. So when you click on the new screen, you will see a couple of options available that you would want to use. So I will make use of blank screen. This blank screen is available over here. So you can either change the name of this screen by going to the properties, hovering your mouse cursor over to the screen one, clicking on the pencil icon. So let's call it as home screen. So now this is changed to home screen. So in this case, probably I will put a label with the image and a button. So nothing more I would want. So I will just simply bring a label over here, write the text as Microsoft Power Apps, probably make it bigger, 35, center align, and if I want I can change the color, so to something else, uh, or I can again choose a custom color that I think looks good for my app, something like this. Now I would want to add a button as well, so I will click on the button, keep it at the bottom, change the name to explore. And here as well I can make a lot of changes in my app. So I can change the color which matches with my app theme. Oops, sorry, this is the text color actually. So I can undo it again as well by just either going on this icon, or I can press Ctrl Z on my computer. So I will choose this button. Oops, why is this getting changed? So probably something from here. Okay, yeah. So now I can change the button color from over here. Once this is changed, I will simply align it properly, and then I want to have a particular image in my app, a gallery kind of a thing. So I will go to the media option available and I will click on add picture. So I would want a user can also change a picture. So I'll simply click on add a picture and I will put it over here, adjust the height and width that needs to be present. Now currently I will not be able to add a picture like this manually. To add a picture you will have to preview this. So this time I'm pressing the F5 key on my keyboard just to see the preview. So when I click on the preview, a new pop-up will appear on my screen which will ask me to select the image that I would want. So I'll click on this, go to desktop, and I will select Power Apps as an image. So you can see the image came up on my end. Once I hit the close, you can still see the image appearing on your end. So this was all about the very first basic app for Power Apps. You now know how to publish the app. So again, this app, if you see, it's still not saved and still unpublished. So at the top you can say the app got saved automatically, but it is still unpublished. But all the setting changes that you do, that might sometimes be not saved. So it's always good to save it again for your safety. So I will just click on save button, and then I will get a publish button. So I'll click on publish and then publish this version. So once I hit the publish this version button, my app is now published on the Microsoft Store. So I can make changes from the app from there as well, or I can unpublish it, make any changes, version updates or anything like that. So we will discuss about all of these in the future videos. I hope you like this. If you have any doubts or concerns that you are not able to resolve on your own, please feel free to comment down at the bottom. Thanks for watching.